Welcome everyone to the High Desert Water District's first wastewater treatment system, and the only one located up here in the high desert. We should get better on it. It's a big accomplishment. It's hard to believe that 3 years ago, on this very ground, we were breaking ground on this very property, and today, look how far we've come. So many have been a part of this massive project. Oh boy, the mic's going to give me a hard time today. And we are so happy that each and every one of you is here to celebrate this historical occasion. My name is Jennifer Pullen. I'm the Communications Officer from High Desert Water District. And on behalf of the district, I'd like to express our sincerest appreciation for sponsors. Not only did they help make this ceremony possible, but also they were instrumental and some of the best in the business that were part of making something that started as just a plan on paper into a reality. A special thanks to Carollo Engineers who helped manage the project. Michael Baker, who were our surveyors on the project. And many of you may know Sukic Construction, who have done a wonderful job installing the collection system. We also have Kennedy Jinks, who designed the facility. W.M. Lyles, who actually constructed the impressive facility. MWH Construction, they were the construction management team overseeing the collection system installation. We also have Best and Krieger for their legal support. And last but not least, we have Maddich Corporation, who we have to thank for our brand new roads. Our community really appreciates everything you have done and all the hard work and your generosity. And of course, this project wouldn't have been possible without your elected officials of High Desert Water District Board of Directors. So please join me in welcoming President Dan Muncy of the High Desert Water District.
Jennifer's just done an amazing job for the district. She neglected to mention one thing. Her husband Jeff couldn't make it today because he's on the beach in Santa Barbara. So please. You know that everybody's been coming up to me and saying, Dan, you look really nice today. And I'm not really sure what to make of that. But then I see Chad Mays, and the only person that looks nicer than myself today, besides my wife, is Chad Mays. And he's done it wearing jeans, not shaving, and no tie. Congratulations. Don't do it. $150 million is what I heard on the radio from Z1077 probably 12 years ago. Actually, I think it was even higher than that. And I remember I just built a house that I was living in. I was driving to it, and I heard that they were asking for public advisory committee members. And that we had this problem in town. And $150 million, I started doing the math in my head, and I was thinking, wow, there's under 25,000 of us living here. There's less 10,000 residents. How are we going to afford this problem? And I think most of you know that my day job is a fire chief for the county of San Bernardino. And the one thing that we learn as firefighters early on is that when there's a community problem, get involved. Let's work together to solve this problem. This problem's solved. And by the way, on the highway as you're driving by, it says, coming soon, wastewater plant. We need to take that sign down because here it is. When I first heard this problem, I didn't realize that it would be coming. I knew it was in the future, and I wish Bill Horn was here. And Mr. Horn's been involved in our district since the 1960s as an advocate for water. And he can tell you all the way back to the 1960s that Yucca Valley needed to have a wastewater treatment plant. And it was something that we didn't do. We kept pushing it down the road, kept pushing it down the road, kept pushing it down the road. And then one day a man named Jose Angel came and visited us from the Colorado Water Quality Control District. And he stood in front of us and he said, make no mistake about it, you will fix this problem. He said, we have to fix this problem. And he was right. And at first, the only person more angrier than me was Paul Cook. I can say that. But I was upset. If we have nitrates on our water, there's plenty of ways that we can treat the nitrates on our water. We have a nitrate treatment plant. Why do we have to do this? But in the end, our town was polluting our groundwater. And that's all that matters. And we had to solve it. And there's many, many ways to solve this problem. And I want to ask my fellow High Desert Board of Directors to stand up just for a moment, please. I don't know if it's lucky for me to be the president this year or not, but over the last 10 years that I've been a director, I've called each one of them president. Each one of them had leadership in where we're going today. So President Huff, President Mays, President Graham, President Bob, President Statham, thank you for your leadership in getting us here. And our general manager's here in the back. Ed, where are you? Way in the back. Now, Jennifer, you can't get mad at me for not using a microphone because he heard me. Thank you for your leadership. I mentioned the PAC, and the Public Advisory Committee is important for the outreach because the district cannot build a project like this alone. It takes community support every step of the way. And the way you get community support is you get involvement from some of the most important members of our community. If you've been involved in our PAC over the last 10 or 15 years, would you stand up, including you, President Mays? And every member of High Desert Water, whether they're on the wastewater side or the water side, had an involvement in making today a reality. And I can't thank them all, because invariably I'm going to forget somebody, but just realize that does not go unrecognized by your board of directors. We appreciate every single one of your efforts. But we do want to thank the wastewater team. Doug Colbert, would you please raise your hand? Doug is our chief plant operator. Matt Mayo. Matt Mayo doubles as a rock star in his time off with the district. He was on the water side, volunteered to go intern with the Victor Valley Wastewater Authority, spent some time there, and then came over to our wastewater. Thank you. But he's our lead wastewater treatment operator. Mike Wright. Mike somewhere? Lead collection technician, Kenny Inacio, Jenny Bowers, Ed Colburn. Thank you very much for your leadership. I have a whole story that I could read to you, but I don't think I'm going to, especially since I was reminded that Paul Cook still needs his hour to speak after me. He actually likes me. Thank you.
So we have some very special guests today that are going to recognize this momentous occasion. I'd like to introduce you Assembly Member of the 42nd District, Assembly Member Chad Mace.
Well, I am not going to talk for an hour. That's left up for Paul Cook to talk. It is good to be here on this momentous day. This is a really big deal. A really big deal. And, I grew up here in Yucca Valley, and, we've been through some challenges over the years. I think about the Gulf deployment. I think about the Landers earthquake. I think about the fact that we didn't have water, and at one point in time we had to put a straw in the state water project that cost us an awful lot of money. This is a conservative community, and in this community we don't like to spend money, don't like to spend other people's money, and yet this community decided to step up then. We also had another problem, which is that we hadn't had a wastewater treatment facility, and Dan talked about that $150 million, and that is an exceptionally large number. An exceptionally large number. In fact, when we were talking about this back in, I was at the mid-2000s, thinking about that, the town's budget was 10 million. I'm not even sure what it is now. I think the water district's budget was about 10 million at the time. So having combined between the water district and the town's budget of $20 million, thinking how in the world are we going to be able to put together a $150 million project? But once again, this community stepped up. So as I parked and I walked over today, just seeing this, I thought, here we go again. This is an amazing community that is willing to take responsibility for itself and to be able to step up. And so on behalf of the people of the 500,000 people within the 42nd Assembly District, I did actually bring a certificate of recognition. So Dan, why don't you come up here and then I'll present this to you. It says, presented to the High Desert Water District in recognition of its ribbon cutting. On behalf of the California State Assembly, the certificate of recognition is presented to High Desert Water District at the ribbon cutting celebration marking the official opening of the district's Phase 1 sewer collection system and reclamation plant. Thank you for the service and commitment to our communities in the 42nd Assembly District. Congratulations and best wishes.
Next, we have Dominic Hayden. He's a representative of the Office of Senator Shannon Grove for the 16th District. Come on up, Dominic.
Good morning, everybody. Like she said, my name is Dominic Hayden. It's such an honor to be here on behalf of our state senator, Shannon Grove. She sends her regrets. She wanted to be here today. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make that happen, but I'm here in her place. And like I said, it is an honor. We want to thank everybody who had a part in this, everybody throughout all the years playing a major role on the Water District Board, all the construction folks. We're so grateful as a member of this community. I'm personally grateful that we're going to have this beautiful system up and running soon, and slowly developing throughout the different phases. We're, again, very grateful, and I'm happy to be here. I'd like to present a certificate from the State Senate. Thank you so much, President Muncy. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, perhaps we can get the entire board of directors up here if we're going to keep doing this. Why don't you come on up and stand over here, please?
We'll do it later.
Yeah, I'm going to do it at the end. We'll do it at the end. That's right.
Next, we're excited to have our San Bernardino County Supervisor of the 3rd District, Don Rao.
Good morning, everybody. It's exciting to be here today. And like Chad, I was around for the very beginning when we had talks about this in the mid-2000s. And I see people like Tony Culver, and we talk about how do we bring jobs at the county level to our high desert where we're kind of, we lack a lot of the businesses, and how do we do that? And when I first met Tony years ago and that, we were talking, and it's great to see so many of the crew here at High Desert start at entry-level jobs, work their way up into positions of success here, and the collaboration that we have of all of our partners to make that happen. So to all of you at High Desert and starting here, I really want to give everybody, including the board, congratulations for working together collaboratively with all of us. So thank you. And I had that opportunity years ago to visit with Tony and say, Tony, do we really need this? He and I were in a nonprofit search and rescue together. and the need for wastewater. I met Jose Angel. Dan and I were on a 2+2 when I was at the council at that time. And the realization, and I know Paul's over there, he's still yelling about it, but yeah, we did need it. And what it will do is it will bring, sorry, Paul. It will bring businesses here. It will give us a better quality of life, obviously, for the groundwater, but what it will bring in terms of the jobs that will be sustained here into the future. And so for me, it was really exciting to be a part of that process from the early days and the talks that we had and to bringing this forward through all of our partners. So now at the county level, I'm excited to be here and be a part of this, and I want to congratulate your entire team, President Muncie, on behalf of us at the county. I will leave this up here for photos later, and I'll let Jennifer continue on. So thank you. I appreciate the invitation today.
Next, we have Mayor Lombardo of the town of Yucca Valley.
Good morning. What a pleasure to be here with all of you today as a community celebrating a monumentous day, not only for the town of Yucca Valley, but for the entire Morongo Basin. My name is Robert Lombardo. I'm the mayor of Yucca Valley, and on behalf of the Yucca Valley Town Council, can I get my council to stand? Are the members here? Will the members of my council stand? There we go. All right. Thank you for coming. Jeff Gross in the back. Okay. I want to extend a warm welcome to you this morning. We are even blessed with some fantastic weather, which is typical for us, huh? For you to enjoy the celebration of the ribbon cutting and the High Desert Water District's Wastewater Reclamation Project, or as we call it around town, the sewer project. I also want to take a moment to recognize and commend the High Desert Water District Board and staff for their leadership and dedication to the making of this day possible. It is also appropriate to recognize the community for their understanding of the need for this project, except for some of us, huh, Paul? As evidenced by the passage of the formation of the assessment district, thereby providing the funding necessary to make the project a reality. It is that kind of community involvement that brings folks together to make the best decisions for the town, not only for today, but for generations to come. As the economic hub of Morongo Basin, the town of Yucca Valley will be well served through the completion of the wastewater project. Not only will the project help ensure a clean and reliable source of water, but the project will also provide certainty to potential homeowners and business operators that desire to call Yucca Valley home. Often in the course of our economic development outreach activities, we hear business entities that are discouraged when they realize that there is no centralized sewer system in the area. Likewise, many potential residents and residential developers are disappointed that septic or a packaged treatment plant are the only current options. It is with great pleasure that we can say that the blue ribbon cutting today, those days will soon be behind us. With the cutting of the blue ribbon, it'll all be behind us soon. It is a bright future in Yucca Valley, and even brighter today as years of community discussion, analysis, design, and planning culminate with the sewer project. We are confident that the rewards of such a project will pay dividends for this community for many, many years, and dividends for the whole basin for many years to come. Congratulations again to the High Desert Water District and the community of the vast achievements reflected in today's wastewater plant ribbon cutting event. And thanks for being a community where we work so collaboratively together to get the things that we couldn't do individually done. And this is just another great example of how our communities come together to make things happen. Thank you very much.
And last but not least of our speakers, we're honored to have U.S. Congressman Cook here.
Well, this is obviously a special day. And I did have a commemorative plaque, but I heard what the remarks were going to be about me. It's at the Dempsey Dumpster down the road there. So if you guys wanted, you know, it's there somewhere. So, yeah, I had some questions many years ago. Me and Mr. Angel had some arguments. You know, I thought this is very, very important at the time. I wanted to find out how, you know, it's a lot of money, whether we could, I actually had the weird idea of combining all the water districts in such a small area where you could work together. And obviously that didn't work. And even, but I did want to especially thank them for this truck that's over here. And you know, I have my ID card. This is the card that I vote on all the bills, and you put it in there, and whether it comes up green or red, and with my limited intellect, somebody's got to tell me which is red and which is green. And I have my picture on it, the one that's in the post office. And on the back, since I'm a member of Congress, and I am in the most toxic environment in the world, it has a picture of that truck. And I think that speaks volumes on how far this community has gone. And you know, when you work together, this was a tough project. And because of the cost, because of the engineering, because of everything like that, and the state, I'm not saying I don't like the state, but Chad, the state back there in Sacramento, instead of coming down, you're as bad as Congress, where you're dictating, but this is where a community gets it right. And where you work very, very hard. This is a tough, tough project. But this is where I started in politics many, many years ago, after 26 years in the Marine Corps. Now that I'm 59, you know, I'm getting ready to I did not teach math at Copper Mountain College either. I taught government. But this is certainly a very special occasion. It's ironic, Frank is always beating me up because right now we're trying to get the money for a sewer plant on the Marine Corps base. And God, if we could get away with, how much was the original estimate? 100 and, I don't want to look at you. What was the original estimate on that? Somebody's supposed to give me a number, 143 million or? God, your notes are back here, aren't they?
Yeah, 150.
The point I'm making is that everything has gotten more and more expensive. It's tough to do, you know, with reviews, environmental impact statements, and you say, how could they have ever gotten this done? Well, everybody that's been here, you got to pat yourself on the back. Take time out from insulting your local congressman and shake each other's hand. And this is what local communities do, and they do the best. So I am very, very honored to be here. I thought I might see a few friends, but obviously I don't have them. And with that truck, I feel like I'm right back on the floor of Congress in Sacramento dealing with sewage over and over again. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, everyone, for being here and sharing this moment with us. Now I'm going to go ahead and call Vice President Roger Mays.
We did it again. Yay! It was a few years ago that we were short on water, and it was a $66 million project, and Yucca Valley came together and we did it. And as time went on, the story that we were telling about today is decades old. Started back in the 60s. We put it off and put it off and put it off. And it became kind of one of those things you got to do, but we didn't want to do it. So the board eventually decided that they would put the plant, this plant, over above Paradise Valley, up on the hill across from the wash. The people there were not happy. So of course we started a PAC committee, and after a lot of time and study, we chose this spot. It was one of those difficult decisions, but it was a good decision. And we were unanimous after all the time that we put in. Now, what do we do now? Everything was impossible. It can't be done. It can't be done. But guess what? Today, we're standing right here and look at what we've done. Remember when we said it started out at $50 million? I thought, oh my, what are we gonna do? You know how it was, Bob? It was amazing. It was $50 million, and then it got to be $70 million, and it got to be 100, and 120, and 143, and then 150, and it was like, is this ever gonna stop? Well, where are we gonna get the money from? Somebody suggested Jose Angel, the general manager of the Colorado Regional Board. And he went to bat for us and went to the State Water Board and encouraged them to help us out. Our staff, our general manager went to Sacramento, our board went to Sacramento, and we received a 1% interest loan over 30 years from the state. That is amazing in itself. We're a disadvantaged community. We set the pattern for the future for other disadvantaged communities. We were the first one. Impossible, right? Well, we passed that bridge. Then, of course, how are we going to pay for the loan? We got to do that. And so we said, okay, let's have an assessment district. And the assessment district, when we first took the first poll, it was less than 50% support. But staff just pounded away every week, every Tuesday morning, every Tuesday evening. They would meet with 1, 5, 10, go to organizations, meetings around the community, and gradually, people said, hey, we're contaminating our groundwater. This is a state mandate. We've got to do something about it. And a miracle happened. The assessment district passed with 72%. That was a miracle in itself. If you ask other districts, they're totally amazed at that. You see, Yucca Valley is special. The people that here make up our staff, make up our community, are really, really, really special. And I'd like the staff of High Desert Water District, all of them, from the directors, from the administration, all of those, please stand so that you can get a recognition right now, please. All the Water District staff. And that means PAC too. Where's the PAC people? Okay, PAC people too. And then, of course, we've got all of our construction people. Now, some of them are standing back there, I know. But you know, this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the expertise and the wisdom that they brought to us. We had no clue whatsoever. And they have helped us out. And so let's recognize all of those that are in the construction field that have worked in little jobs, big jobs, engineering, whatever, that's within the class. We came together. We're a team. And this team has worked together and done great things. And I am extremely proud to be a citizen of Yucca Valley. I am so thrilled for all the people that live here, all the people that live in this community. Please stand. And I say to all those friends in Joshua Tree and 29 Palms and around the area of Southern California, thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for caring. Thank you for encouraging us when it was difficult. We overcame all the impossibilities. We're overcomers, folks. We dreamed a dream, and we've seen the success of it today. So today, I remind you that we are a people. Together we can, but together we did. Together we did. And so all of the other ones in this Morongo Basin, be encouraged. It's possible. It's possible. Whatever you dream, it will happen. Thank you. We can do it. Thank you for being here today. And Jennifer, come on.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and invite Cody Mix. She's the board secretary. Staff has something to present to the board, so if we could also have the board join us up here. And I just want to quickly thank Cody for all her hard work in putting this event together, along with our PR consultant, CV Strategies.
Thank you and good morning. On behalf of the district, we wanted to present all of you with this plaque as the symbol of the official opening of this facility by the 5 of you on this 3rd day of October 2019. After today's ceremony, this will be placed in front of the entrance of the operations building. So thank you.
You know, I always wanted to have my name on a wastewater facility.
Made it happen for you, Dan.
Dan, it says poop. You didn't make it.
Okay, and with that, I think that we're going to go ahead and do the official ribbon cutting. So if I can have the board first, join us up there for some photo. And then
we're going to ask all our guests to also accompany them for one big photo while we do the ribbon cutting.
Don't cut it yet. Oh, well, they didn't bother me.